Can home prices continue to skyrocket in Orange County in 2022? From October of 2020 through October of 2021, the median home price rose 15.7% in Orange County. Even more impressive was the 20% price increase we saw in existing single-family homes. So far, not much has changed in 2022. We started the year with an extremely hot seller's market where homes are still selling extremely quickly and rapidly appreciating in value. With that being said, many people are wondering how long can this crazy housing market last? I'm Tim Hamilton with StellarQuest Real Estate, and in this video we're going to be going through Stephen Thomas's most recent Orange County housing report, where he gives his predictions for the 2022 housing market. For those of you who don't know, Stephen Thomas is a local economist who puts out a bi-weekly report called the Orange County Housing Report, which we subscribe to because we find that the information is extremely valuable. If you want a copy of the report, simply just let me know by phone or email and I will send you a copy. If you like to stay up to date on the housing market, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would really appreciate it. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Southern California, please feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. I am happy to answer any of your questions and let you know what I can do to help. You can find all of my contact information in the description below. I wanted to start off by talking about where the housing market is today before we get into the forecast portion of the video. We started the year with a record low level of homes on the market in Orange County, totaling right around 1,000. 2021 was the prior record low, and we started that year with around 2,500 homes on the market, so we have less than half the available homes for sale today, and people were talking about how extremely short the inventory was back then. The supply of homes for sale is actually so low that it's having a spillover effect into the total number of closed sales, and it's also making it extremely difficult to gauge what true buyer demand is. We have the lowest buyer demand reading since January of 2020, but I would argue that if there were more homes for sale, that buyer demand number would be higher than it is today because there simply aren't enough homes for buyers to purchase. With an extremely low supply of homes for sale and a relatively high buyer demand, the housing market remained extremely hot throughout the holidays. Typically during this time of year, the market would slow due to all of the holiday distractions and the fact that it's extremely inconvenient to move during this time of year with everything else that's going on. Throughout that time, the expected market time dropped from 21 to 20 days, which matched the previous low for the year that occurred in November. And when you're looking at expected market time, when the number goes lower, it means the housing market is hotter and the market is more favorable to sellers. So when we look at expected market time, anything below 60 days is considered a hot seller's market. So at 20 days, we are in an extremely hot seller's market where homes are continuing to sell very quickly and appreciating in value. Now we're going to get into the forecast portion of the video, which is, I'm sure, the part that you are most interested in, so I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Stephen Thomas expects another great year in the housing market. He does state that he expects closed sales to decrease by about 3 to 6% for the year, but keep in mind that 2021 had the highest level of closed sales since 2005. So despite the fact that there will be a slight decrease in sales, these are still extremely strong numbers. He also expects the inventory to grow and peak around 5,000 homes sometime around August. This is well above the peak we had in 2021 of around 2,600 homes, but is still substantially below the about 7,000 home peak we had in 2019. So growing inventory would be a positive step forward toward easing this extremely hot seller's market and giving more options for home buyers, but it's still pretty far off from the historical average number of homes for sale in Orange County. Buyer demand is likely to remain extremely strong throughout the summer housing market, and Stephen Thomas is expecting most buyers will be willing to stretch their price above the asking price and the most recent comparable sales, which is why he's expecting about 8 to 10% appreciation for the year. He does state that he expects most of this appreciation to occur between January and July. One of the largest influences in the housing market is interest rates. Interest rates have been at historically low levels over the past few years, which has really helped boost buyer demand all over the country. Stephen Thomas expects interest rates to remain at these levels until things improve dramatically, which he expects would probably be sometime in the second half of the year. Even at that point, he expects interest rates will have a hard time getting over about 3.5%. So long term, he's expecting interest rates to bounce between about 2.75 and 3.5%. Another factor that could influence the housing market is if a wave of foreclosures hits the market as a result of the mortgage forbearance coming to an end. Stephen Thomas does not expect this to happen. And that's because the total number of homes in forbearance has already decreased substantially. So there really isn't a whole lot of homes out there left in forbearance, which means there's a pretty low risk that a wave of foreclosures will enter into the housing market. To summarize his expectations, we will most likely remain in an insanely hot seller's market during the first half of the year, where multiple offers and bidding wars will be common among homes priced under $2 million. The market will heavily favor sellers, and they will get to call most of the shots during the negotiation. Homes will continue to sell extremely quickly and rapidly increase in value throughout the first half of the year. At that point, we may downshift from an insanely hot seller's market to a more normal seller's market where there are more homes available for sale and the market is slightly less competitive for home buyers. If you want to read the full Orange County housing report, just let me know and I'm happy to send it to you. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Orange County, feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. You can find all of my personal contact information in the description below. I'm happy to answer any of your questions, walk you through the entire process from start to finish, and help you determine if this is the right time for you to make a move.